So I've been going through your Flipgrid responses for week 6. Was it week 6? And a lot of the responses that you gave weren't really what I was looking for. And usually when that happens, it means that I did something wrong, that I didn't do a very good job of explaining something. So I wanted to take this moment to give you more of an idea of what I meant when I talked about aesthetics, because this really wasn't covered in the YouTube video. And hopefully this will help you see what I mean so you can kind of use this as you move forward in the course. First question is, what do I mean when I say aesthetics? What does it mean, and then what do I mean when I'm telling you to look for it? Google search will give you this. It's about beauty, especially in art, or there's this other definition about the ideas behind a particular artist or art. That's kind of a hard way to operationalize what I'm trying to tell you, and I think this is a much better way to do this. A lot of what I got from your Flipgrid responses were kind of like this.
The first one I want to talk about is the video What is Like Living with AIDS. I think this video helps the normal people get to know more about how AIDS people is like.
What the student is doing here and what lots of you did is talk about how this HIV video can be a form of what Collingwood called magical art. That was art that can help people understand reality better. And that's a really good point. And this video certainly does this. That is the what that this video is about. What is it like living with AIDS? But there's lots of different ways you can convey that information. Here's a book I found about living with AIDS from a nursing perspective that presents this very information. Other information includes stuff you could find on the internet, like this slideshow that I found from WebMD. Here now we have more pictures than you'd find in a book, and different slides that give you information about what AIDS is, how you get it, and those different kinds of things. So what I'm looking for when I ask you this video is the how they give this information. What are the aesthetic choices they make to do this? In just the two different examples here, the book and the slideshow, you can already see how aesthetic choices change the information that you give. Neither one of those two examples, though, is really art, are there? Here's another thing talking about living with HIV. This is actually a song. In fact, this is, of course, not a class on music videos. It's a class on YouTube videos. It's about online videos. So let's go back to the HIV clip that was on my playlist.
Be positive when...
I'm just going to make some observations that I see to kind of give you an idea of the how. So first thing I notice, they're going back from people to people to people to people. And I think they do this to help make this more interesting. I don't know. Instead of just one person, it might be a little heavy, but if you can go from one person to another, to another, to another, that makes this easier to listen to. That also relates to online video. Online video, I think, especially has lots of quick cuts. Videos are often short to make them feel more punchy or whatever. They cut to here. That's just part of what online video looks like. I think that's what speaks to the particular idea of what is pleasing among a particular art that we saw in that definition. In online video, you have cuts.
F it, I'm gonna die anyway. Did I go with the curse?
Another thing you notice, and especially with this guy, it's humorous, right? They're using humor. They're having people say funny things to fit their point in. Again, I'm just trying to give you some quick examples of how the video works to do what it wants to do. Other things I've noticed, if you look here, it's outside, I think, which helps make this video seem more public and more friendly and more available. Also, you notice in the background here, this really nice soft focus, I think, which really puts the perspective on the people and also gives it a high level of professionalism. Also, this video clearly does this conversational thing where you go from one side to the other side. You go from back and forth, which of course makes this conversational. Doing so takes a subject that could be very clinical or very scary and makes it friendly. It makes it approachable. It makes you more willing to watch this, because here we're watching two people talk back and forth. So all of these things, having it be a conversation, having the nice lighting behind the subject, going back and forth, using humor, these are all aesthetic choices about how to give this message, how to have a piece of art give this message, what it's like living with HIV. Those are the kinds of things I want you to talk about as you analyze this stuff. Changing gears, let's check out that ASMR video. Again, here we have all kinds of aesthetic choices. Obviously, there's the sound. Of course, there's also the colors here. We have lots of blue and neutral colors. We have purple, we have turquoise, we have gray. Those are aesthetic choices too.
We have more layers, ladies and gentlemen. It's not done yet. We are not finished.
Then there's this whispery, deep bass voice. So ASMR is a special thing. It might require a little bit of research into it, but when you talk about this video, don't just talk about how it's amusing. Lots of things are amusing. Sports are amusing. Music is amusing. This is a very different type of amusing. How does this piece of art work? And again, there's lots of things that you can talk about. I just mentioned a few, but you can do more than that. One more video I want to look at.
Hey, so I'm here.
This is Lonely Girl 15. It's kind of a famous thing. I don't know how much you know about it. If you don't know, maybe do some research on it. It's a really interesting thing. But of course, this is a vlog.
Jonas and Daniel keep asking me.
And some of you talked about it. It's obviously emotional, yes. It's very intimate. But the question is, how?
Even if I wanted to talk to somebody about it, I couldn't.
First of all, there's just lots of
They don't
vloggy
understand what
type
I'm dealing with.
aesthetics here. You'll see that the girl is very close to the camera, and actually she's not in focus. The focus is more in the background, which kind of makes this seem unprofessional, which is important in vlogs.
I don't really know how to say this, so
In this case, I think being
I'll
unprofessional
just say
makes
the way
it
it's been running through my
more
head the past
intimate,
couple
more
of
connected,
days.
more like a friend as opposed to something like a TV show that has a very professional look to it.
My dad,
There's also this way that she can't
My dad
say
wasn't
what she wants to, right? She's
my
really
real
struggling
dad,
to share
and
what it is that she wants to share.
um,
And I think that really
my
speaks
mom
to
wasn't
the,
my real mom.
it gives this idea
My dad
importance.
told
But
me
that's an
this
aesthetic observation.
before he, my dad told me a lot, actually.
Here again, we have that quick cut, which is very
My
vloggy.
mind
She's even
hasn't
closer. It's
been
even
able to
more
process
intimate
it
now.
all.
You see the top
It's
of her
like
head is right there on the line.
you go
You have the
through
cut
life
there.
with all of
Again,
these questions,
aesthetic choices.
and eventually you don't even want to think about it because there are a million different answers.
My main message again here is when you're talking about the aesthetics of a video, don't talk about what the video is about. I'm not interested in the answer what. I'm interested in the question how. What choices, what visual choices, what audio choices, what editing choices are made that make the video do what it wants to do. So again, we're not looking at the question what, we're looking at the question how. And then you can try to answer maybe why. But that's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about aesthetics. Again, after the midterm, we'll be doing some reading about this. We'll be talking about this more in class. But I just wanted to send that message to kind of give you some general feedback on your Flipgrid videos. I think I've responded to everyone. I've given you kind of a little score and then just a little bit of feedback. Some of it was similar to what I mentioned in this video. I hope that fits in well with this video to kind of let you know what I meant. And again, I realized that lots of people were kind of off on this. And again, that tells me that I think I wasn't very clear from what I wanted. And I hope this helped you understand that. We'll do more reading. We'll do more talking about this in the future. Good luck as you prepare for midterms. I'll be in touch.